posted afterwards?
Yeah, after webinar, we are sharing the record with participants and also with those who couldn't participate.
Yeah, and that are asking for it.
Yes.
Good, great.
And Aline, have you started recording?
Yes.
Okay, great, thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Magda.
Good morning, everyone.
You did seem to be at a very nice place.
It is in Athens at the port of Rafina. It's close to the sea, it's by the sea. And I just visited to get some tickets.
Ooh. You make us all jealous already.
You are welcome to have a NoBoCap meeting in Athens. Maybe during summertime or later, even September is fine.
Ah, okay. You give us ideas. That's always great.
Exactly.
So I propose we give others like 2 more minutes and then we get started, and then some people can join while we're ongoing. And perhaps we can already get started with those which joined now for the first time, just to get some quick introductions from your end, so that we all have an idea of who is joining. So Magda, it's not the first time, huh? You're joining?
Excuse me. No,
Yeah.
no, it's not. It's not the first time. I have joined some time ago.
Great.
And I also had the opportunity to attend also the training, which was very interesting. I come from the health technology assessment, part. Also for medical technologies, and the AI Act has started gaining ground, and it is very important for also for the reimbursement of medical and digital mainly solutions. So it is very nice to be part of the NoBoCap, even sometimes sporadically, but it is very good to get to know the community, the existence of the community per se. And it is very helpful to catch up and be with you.
Yeah,
Thank you
great.
very much.
It's a pleasure for you to be there. Is somebody else new? I see KM1.
Yeah. Hello. Kesturis, part of the iVita team, and I will be presenting one of our flagship projects today.
Ah, excellent. Great to see you. And we have also indeed a placeholder, and then you can take over in the presenting as well. So I propose we get started, and then others can join alongside. And as mentioned, we will do the recordings, and we will then also further promote all the presentations that were given to those which were not able to participate today. I see there are like 23 participants that we have here. So indeed, so let's get started. Let's see what I should do here. Okay. So I assume you can see my screen?
Yes, we can.
So welcome to the NoBoCap community. So we're starting up again with these webinars with the community, and so we'll provide some further insights. I'm trying to see how I move the slides here. It's surprising. Let me share again. There we go. So with regards to the webinars rules that we have put in place, as indicated, we are recording. So if there is any concern from your end, then please turn off the camera. But of course, seek to get as much as possible interaction. So I would say only if really needed. And then it will be important to have a good interaction as well, and so we can have questions and interaction after every speaker's presentation. What we wanted to do and what we also have in the agenda being listed is we will at the welcome also indicate somewhat the next steps that we're having planned with regards to the NoBoCap project and with regards to the community. We will have some tour de table, certainly welcoming also the further new members that joined on the first time for this webinar. With the aim is that you then quickly present yourself so people can get to know you and getting into contact. We will have a couple of specific informations with regards to the IVDR. Also some specific projects which are being planned by the NoBoCap partners. So we'll provide that information as well. And we will have some more in-depth details with regards to the community. As a starting point, what we always wanted to do first is to see which are new participants, new members, new participants at this webinar. So we will go into the full screen, and the aim is to just speak up, have a quick introduction, the name, affiliation, the interest of being part of this community, which really strives towards seeing how we can unlock the regulations for innovation. So let me stop sharing here and to see if there is anybody new this time beyond Davide and Magda, who already quickly introduced themselves. So any other new people that joined for the first time and that are willing to speak up and say hello to the rest of the community.
Hello.
Hi there.
This is Angeliki from Greece, and I have joined for the first time the webinar, and I work alongside Ms. Magda Hadziku, who spoke earlier, and we have attended the training, the first module of the training about MDR, and we're here to learn more about MDR and medical devices.
Excellent, excellent. Can you do you have a possibility and do you mind to turn on your camera?
Yes, of course.
So then we can even see you. So it's even nicer to see you. So it's great seeing you. Thanks for joining. And I see you're also at this beautiful environment. So you make us really jealous, both of you.
It's sunny. It's sunny in Greece. It's like summer.
It's great. And well, thanks for joining and look forward to in further contact. We have anybody else? That joined for the first time or that want to say hello? If not, then let's go back to the slides that we're having, so we can share some information also from our end. Okay. And so, I think a first and quite important message is that the NoBoCap project, the NoBoCap actually continues. We were having a 3-year project, normally finishing in February, but we have some great news that we have the opportunity to continue with the NoBoCap project and also with the NoBoCap community. And so here I would like to hand over Sorry, Gabor, you're not on mute. Okay. Sure what happens here. I am not able to move this forward. Okay, I'd like to turn over to Flaviana or to Camilla in order to provide some more details on our extension that we're having with regards to the NoBoCap project.
Thank you, Yves. I'm Camelia Bulat. I'm part of Raw Health team, and I'll very briefly present you what we intend to do during the NoBoCap extension. As Yves mentioned, we are very glad to see this project continues until November 30th. So during this time, we'll have the opportunity to work more with you, offer more short-term courses, one long-term course, and also we have additional activities for the NoBoCap community and the extended audience. We'll have surveys, studies, events, a hackathon, an investors' days in Greece, an event that, as we started speaking about how beautiful Greece is, and since Magda invited us to Greece, let me tell you that our Greek partners already is planning an investor day in Greece. Next, please. So one thing that we always say is that we invite you to check the NoBoCap portal, where we have very important tools. We have the e-tools, many things that are helpful, but we also have the NoBoCap courses. So if you're interested in taking or joining us in this learning curve, from time to time, please check what's new, because until the end of the project, we'll have more short-term courses and also one long-term. I put on the slides, I will not read them, but as you see, we have another long-term course, generating data for technical documentation, MDR, that starts next week. but we'll also have short-term courses, one that starts on May 7, and there you can still register. Another short-term course on performance evaluation of AI-based, C-level, and 3 new courses that will be organized by Ghent, University of Ghent, who is a partner in this project. And these are brand new. We didn't have them before. So again, my invitation is for you to check the NoBoCap portal and register at these courses. Please, next. We'll also have more activities, and one of the things that we'll be doing, and this will come shortly, is a survey on new MDR and IVDR proposal and framework and implementation of MDR IVDR regulation. A report on innovation access clinical evidence requirements. And we have something new also. This is a quarterly dialogue platform in which we'll have 6 white papers produced by SGS on IVDR. Today we'll listen to a brief presentation of the first white paper, which is already posted on the NoBoCap portal. And as I mentioned, more things to join. We have a NoBoCap calendar, and on May 12th, we'll have a workshop how to use the NoBoCap e-tools. As I said, on our portal, you can find a few very useful tools, and we thought it would be a good thing to show you how to use, as an invitation to register and use them. And in October, we'll have a hackathon in Bucharest, in Romania, that will be at the same time with the NoBoCap final conference and with BeHealth, which is a major event, complex event that we organize on a yearly basis. And we have this Investors Day in Greece, which I was telling you before about. Next. I think this is it on my part. A strong invitation to check what's coming new on the NoBoCap portal. Thank you, Yves.
Well, thanks,
The floor is
Camelia.
yours.
Thanks, Camelia. Are there any questions for Camelia at this moment? Yeah, if you then can speak up, that would be great. If not, then let's continue also. So with regards to then the NoBoCap community itself, so what are the future meetings and what are the plans? And as Camelia indicated, we will have a couple more meetings. So on a approximately 2 monthly basis. So you can mark them already in your calendars. So it's foreseen for June 18th, September 17th, November 19th. And then, as was indicated, we will have a presence at the BeHealth conference, where we'll welcome everybody and have there the opportunity to have a face-to-face meeting as well. So previous years we had the summit, so we will be actually having the summit concept and also at alongside of the BeHealth conference on the 19th and 20th of October. What we're also working on is not only for the extension of this period to have the community, but also to further continue the building out of a legal entity so that we can have a sustainable community over time. It's work in progress, and it's important to, of course, get your expression of interest on it. So we will keep you updated of what the ideas are. But please let us know if and what would be most of value of interest for you to participate in such a community. so that we can have a good response to the needs and the interest that people are having, and in that way that we can also ensure the sustainability. Structurally, what we are working on is actually something which is called an AISBL, which allows, so it's a non-for-profit, but it allows also to interact with the European institutions, and that's actually a core asset that we see, is that this community of innovation hubs, micro, small companies, their partners, can also have the dialogue and be a recognized voice within the European institutions towards the Commission. So that's one of the reasons to set up this type of structure. It will then go also in the transparency register, and will be participating in the meetings organized by the Commission. That's our aim, or in networks that are being set up. So the structure in itself is that we will have a core group with founding and core organizations and the secretariat. Then we will have members, partners, and beneficiaries. And then we have broader supportive organizations which are working in the field, in the same field. So we're not seeking to duplicate, but to really leverage the benefits of it. And I see Marius raised his hand. Go ahead, Marius.
Hello, Yves. Just a short question for my side. Why a non-profit association, but not on one for-profit? What's the difference?
The difference is that it needs to be a non-for-profit in order to be eligible, to be in the interaction with the EU Commission, with the dialogues, opportunities. So we have to have that as a starting point. Within that, of course, we will have to see how we ensure that there is an appropriate financing, but the objective is really to be a non-for-profit organization, which is then actually having the ability to interact with the EU institutions.
Okay. Thank you.
Any further questions that people are having? If not, so what are we aiming to offer? Again, dependent on the interests from members, from partners. But we seek, of course, to have the continuation of what we have been doing within NoBoCap in the offering. There are parts that we will be offering. There are other parts that we might be facilitating. So if there are, for example, the longer modules taken up by one of the partners, or other services which are potentially offered by one of the partners, then we would more put a facilitating role in order to have it as a platform and allow the interaction. And this can also be for external partners. So if there is external offerings or external service, again, if we think it's really responding to the needs, then we can, of course, facilitate and be having a facilitator role. The other is really that we continue ourselves with having specific offerings in an exchange, of course, amongst the Innovation Hub of good practices, exchanges of being the voice, the dialogue, exchange and offering of the short courses that we're having, and of the tools which the public tools which are available. What we're not aiming to be a lobbying or an advocacy entity. There are, from a Commission's perspective, there's sufficient of those. So we really seek to have a quite privileged cooperation with the EU institutions, but more on a dialogue mode than on a pure lobbying advocacy. So that's the current idea. And then we have foreseen some fee structures to be further worked out, how we ensure that there is also a base financing in order to make it sustainable, which comes from members' fees, from beneficiaries' fees, as well as from the services that we're offering or that we're facilitating. I just wanted to quickly go back on the summit 2025 that we had in last October. and I don't think we had some community webinars since then. So again, it was a great success. The information with regards to who was all there, the gallery is on the website. Also, the presentations that were given are on the website, and then the playlist of the meetings will be posted shortly as well, so that you can revive actually the summit for those that were present, and those that were not can actually see what you actually missed out, and hopefully that will trigger you to be there at the next time as well. Then I wanted to take the time for initiatives that you're having from the innovation hubs, from partners, yourselves. Just if you want to share those, want to make the other members aware of it, this is your opportunity. And so I'll stop sharing and see if there is anybody that want to indicate some of the activities that are being planned. We will have some presentations and afterwards from Evita, from Ro Health, but beyond those to see if any initiatives are ongoing or planned from your end at the national level or a local level. Anything that you want to share on that one? I see, yeah, Future for Care is here. So, I mean, yeah, if you can introduce yourself and the general activities, that would be great. So, see, is this Nia or Jesper?
Correct.
Are you both for Future for Care?
Sorry, no, my name is Nia. Hi, everyone. We just joined NoBoCap last week, so this is my first meeting. Hi, everyone. I'm very excited. We're based in Paris and in Berlin, so we're focused on the German and the French market. And we have a think tank, 2 accelerator programs, and we also do open innovation with around 20 different healthcare organizations, including pharma, hospitals, nutritional companies, and large corporates. I share 2 webinars that are not specifically related to MDR, IVR. They're more fundraising and how startups can position themselves from a digital health and technical perspective in the French and German markets. So I wanted to share that. Yeah, very excited to be here. Thank you.
Great. Well, thank you very much and welcome as well. And it's really to have you on board as well. And as I will indicate, there is also a digital platform that we're having via the LinkedIn. So I think it's worthwhile to mention there as well. So in that way, they can be becoming aware to the whole community. So it's great initiatives. Thanks for sharing that. Then we have Jesper.
Yes. Hi, I'm Jesper Grønbæk. I'm from HealthTech Hub. I'm the CEO and founder of HealthTech Hub Copenhagen, based in Denmark. And my colleague had been with you before. Unfortunately he's left our organization. He's pursuing some other activities now. But we have the last 2 years been working on a project which is now resulting into a product. It's funded. We are a non-for-profit organization, and we have been paid for by the Novo Nordisk Foundation to build a platform that can basically help everybody to be faster and cheaper regulatory approved under the MDR guidance. And we have it's actually built now. It works really well for early stage startups that has no clue if they are within MDR or above MDR, and they can try that for free. And it also handhelds everybody all the activities that needs to happen all the way to certification for SAMD devices currently as well, software as a medical devices. And I will share you the link to it. And if anybody in your network has that need, we'll be we'll be happy to set up a meeting with you and go through the product and platform and share experiences and get feedback as well on how we can improve it. And the purpose of it is to help Europe get products faster to market, faster to patients.
It's great. Yeah, really, really great, and great that you're joining, Jesper, as well. And to hear that the project is coming to a stage of completion. So
Yes.
it has been
at least the first pathway is there. We want to expand with combination devices, physical devices, IVDR, and so on. We don't have that yet, but we have it for software as a medical device now.
Yeah. And what I can perhaps propose is to actually have the opportunity to present it in one of the next webinars.
Yes, very
and
much.
so that we can promote it a little bit before, and then also give you the opportunity to present it so that people can get a feel for it.
We would love to do that.
Yeah,
thank you.
That's great. Thank you very much. Any further people that have some initiatives? And this is actually somewhat the objective, is to see where there are good practices, initiatives, so people can capitalize on those and don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. I see Brandon.
Hi, Eve. Hi, everybody. Thanks for this morning session. So I'm the manager of the Connected Health and Wellbeing Cluster in Ireland. I've been to a good few of these meetings and one of the events in Brussels in the past. I think over the last year or so, we've been looking at a lot of around digital health validation and regulatory sandboxes, and we're just finishing a feasibility study on that for establishing one in Ireland. But separately, I just wanted to see, as part of this unit, have people been looking at cybersecurity? We've just formed a special interest group with another cluster in Ireland called Cyber Ireland, because we want to sort of see how maybe some of the cybersecurity issues in other sectors could be relevant for the health sector and some of the solutions. And that was a follow-up, I suppose, to a joint conference that we had last year, where we had the EU Commission talking around the action plan for cybersecurity of hospitals and the healthcare system. So obviously there's a lot of regulations coming up in the coming year or two, and we have another conference here in Dundalk on July 1st. It's a full-day conference that will look at that. We'll be looking at some of the European dimension as well. So in most cases, they're in-person presentations. I think last year the only one virtual was from the EU Commission, but I just wanted to throw it out there to contact me if you're working on any particular issues around cybersecurity for health. I'd be interested to speak to you and seeing if there's some solutions or if there's projects you're working on. I'd be very interested in contacting you.
Oh, great, and thanks for letting us know. And yeah, if you can provide some further information, that we can also further build the awareness within the community. It's certainly a critical topic, and I think even more, as if I understood correctly, as of the 1st of July, Ireland will take up the presidency. So I think there will be a lot of discussion in the field, certainly also on the implementation of the new regulation and further regulations that need to be further worked out. I think it's a unique opportunity. Also knowing that Ireland generally is quite active, especially in the field of medical devices. So this opportunity of having first-hand contacts will be great. So yeah, so if you can share it, will be great, and then we'll further make it into a platform. Again, if you think it's worthwhile at a certain point to have a short presentation on it at this community webinar setting, let us know, because that's the whole objective, is to share these types of activities. But already, thanks for sharing it now. Okay, any further initiatives that people are taking? Because these are all great initiatives in order to support the changing towards I would say an innovation enabling an environment, and to further help and accelerate the access of innovation in Europe.
If maybe I can share one workshop that we're going to have this upcoming 18th of May in Paris, where we'll be talking about reimbursement strategies and legal and technical requirements for market access pathways in France, including, of course, LATM, LPPR, and PECAN, which are the traditional reimbursement pathways done with the national authority health systems. But we will also talk about experimental pathways and data collection, clinical data collection enablement through Atelier de Experimentation, which are innovation hubs organized individually by hospitals across France. So if anyone has any startups that would be interested in joining, this is unfortunately in person in Paris. And this is a closed event for our ecosystem. I'm happy to discuss how we can explore having some startups joining to discuss. Also important to add, we will actually have the authorities and distribution partners joining in, and we will have the advice of legal experts that will explain the requirements from a national perspective.
That's great. No, it's a great initiative, and it aligns also with our view of seeing what's happened immediately after the regulatory. So, what are the next innovation access pathways? As you mentioned, you have PECAN, but also the other one that you want to experiment. I think those are the ones which are most interesting. And for people, of course, to have the longer term view of okay, the reimbursement with the LPPR systems, and so it's quite informative. But this intermediate step after the regulatory, how to get into the health systems and which are the financing pathways, innovation financing pathways. I think it's really great. So great initiative. And then let's stay in contact to see how to facilitate if people are interested. Will it be in French or in English?
In English. It will be in English, and it's specifically made for international startups that want to enter the market.
Okay. Great. Excellent.
And also non-European startups, so those that might not have CE mark or might not have European requirements yet. So we will also cover that during the workshop.
Okay. Okay, great. Some further of these great initiatives. I think that's the type of dynamic that we need in order to move ahead across Europe. Okay, great. Well, thanks for all that great initiatives. Then let's move on with a couple of the initiatives from our end that we have. So I'd like here now to hand over to Davide. As Camilla introduced, and in the extension, we have a couple of white papers that will be presented or put together by or driven or led by our SDS as a partner in the consortium. And this would be the first white paper. So I'd like to hand over to Davide to enlighten us somewhat more on the content of the white paper. And normally, Davide, you should be able to take over. And then also, if you can introduce yourself and to have a little bit the context also provided, that would be great before going into the specific content. So go ahead.
Sure. Thank you, Yves. Yeah, good morning and welcome again, everyone. I am Davide Rigamonti. I am an IVDR product assessor in SGS Belgium, notified body 1639. I am the author of this white paper. This white paper or policy paper is connected to European policies in the field and is part of the quarterly policy dialogue in NoBoCap. It is already available for download on the NoBoCap community website, and as Yves said, many others will be delivered in the next months. Today, I am presenting this white paper titled Intended Purpose and the Classification of IVD Devices under EU Regulation 2017-746. The objective of this presentation is to explain the core regulatory concepts addressed in the document, with a particular focus on how the intended purpose acts as the regulatory cornerstone for the classification of in vitro diagnostic medical devices under the IVDR. As in my understanding, the OCS for this presentation is both regulatory and technical. The discussion balances regulatory interpretation with practical and technical implications for manufacturers, developers, and compliance teams. So let's start with the regulatory background and context. As we know, Regulation EU 2017-746 on in vitro diagnostic medical devices, also known as IVDR, was published in May 2017 and became fully applicable in May 2022, replacing the directive, also known as IVDD, Directive 98/79 EC. The IVDR introduces a robust risk-based regulatory system, strengthening requirements for performance evaluation, post-market surveillance, traceability, and notified body oversight. To support the implementation of the regulation, transitional provisions were initially provided in the regulation itself, and then extended with the Regulation EU 2024/1860. Legacy IVD devices may remain on the market until December 2027 for Class D devices, 2028 for Class C devices, and 2029 for Class B and Class A sterile devices, provided compliance conditions are met. Under the former IVDD, device classification was based on fixed category lists that often fail to capture the increasing complexity of modern diagnostics, leading to inconsistent regulatory oversight. The IVDR now replaces this approach with a risk-based classification system based on 4 classes from Class A to Class D, aligned with the GHTF principles, and then ensuring that regulatory requirements are proportionate to the clinical risk. High-risk devices now undergo the strictest conformity assessment, while low-risk devices face lighter requirements. This change improves standards and aligns the European framework with international standards, strengthening the patient protection, linking directly regulatory obligations to potential health risks. Let's now define the intended purpose. Under Article 2 of the IVDR, the intended purpose of an IVDR device is the use for which it is intended according to the manufacturer, as described in the labeling, instruction for use, promotional materials, and performance evaluation documentation. Annex 2 of the regulation specifies that the intended purpose should clearly define several points. And these are what is to be detected and measured, its function, such as screening, monitoring, diagnosis or aid to diagnosis, prognosis, prediction, or companion diagnostic. Also, the specific disorder, condition, or a risk factor of interest that is intended to detect, define, or differentiate should be stated. Whether the device is automated or not, whether the device is qualitative, semi-quantitative, or quantitative, the type of specimen or specimens required, where applicable, the testing population, the intended user, and in addition, for companion diagnostics, the relevant target population and the associated medicinal products. The intended purpose determines whether a product falls under the IVDR, drives the risk-based classification under Annex 8, and defines the conformity assessment pathways. We will see later. It also ensures consistency across technical documentation, performance data, labeling, and claims. So precision and clarity are essential to avoid regulatory ambiguity. Let's see the classification framework. The VDR now establishes a four-class risk-based system. Class A are devices with low risks, both in terms for individual and public health. Then we have Class B devices with moderate risk. Going further, we have Class C devices with high individual risk or moderate public health risk. And then we have Class D devices with the highest level of risk for both individual and public health. The Annex 8 includes 10 implementing rules and 7 classification rules. The 10 implementing rules are clear and non-interpretative. They serve to clarify how classification rules must be applied. They highlight that device classification is driven primarily by the intended purpose. The rules also address devices used in combination, such as accessories, calibrators, controls, and software. All applicable rules must be considered, and when multiple rules or intended purposes lead to different classifications, the highest risk class applies. These principles apply to all devices, including first-line, confirmatory, and supplemental assays. The 7 classification rules are driven by the device's intended purpose as well. High-risk devices used to detect transmissible agents in blood or tissues are classified as Class D, while devices for blood or tissue typing to ensure transfusion or transplantation compatibility fall under Class C. Class C also includes devices for detecting sexually transmitted infections, cancer, genetic conditions, and for use as companion diagnostics. Other rules cover self-testing and near-patient testing devices. Low-risk devices fall under Class A, devices not addressed elsewhere that fall under Class B, and certain controls without assigned qualitative or quantitative values that fall under Class B as well. Importantly, the same analyte may be classified differently depending on the intended purpose. And MDCG guidelines, though they are not legally binding, provide practical support. An example of this is the testing of COVID. Testing of COVID for professional use is classified as now classified as Class B. But if the device is for self-testing, it is classified as Class C. So let's have a look at the conformity assessment pathways. Class A non-sterile devices that are typical instruments and low-risk devices allow manufacturer self-declaration, while higher classes require notified body involvement. Class B and Class C devices can be assessed on a sampling basis if they are not intended as self-test or near-patient testing devices. In these cases, all devices need to undergo technical documentation assessment. Class D devices that are at the highest level of risk are subject to the highest level of scrutiny as well, so including batch verification and, where applicable, European reference laboratory involvement. At last, companion diagnostics also require consultation with the EMA. So just to give you some key takeaways, a clear and precise definition of the intended purpose is critical to ensure correct classification and regulatory compliance. Vague definition can lead to misclassification and misaligned clinical evidence. So consistency across the IFU, claims, performance data, and technical documentation is essential. The intended purpose should be defined early with input from medical or laboratory experts, and classification should be justified according to Annex 8 rules. All technical documentation must reflect this alignment, and the appropriate conformity assessment route, self-declaration for Class A devices, or notified body involvement for all the other classes must be selected. As the IVDR follows a life cycle approach, the intended purpose may be updated during post-market phases if required. So thank you for your attention. If you have any question, I'm happy to try to answer. If you are on mute, I guess.
Yes, I didn't want to disturb you. So thanks for the great presentation. Just wanted to see if there are any immediate questions that people are having at the moment. And so while perhaps people think about a question, how would you see the next steps? So you will do a couple of those white papers with all the specific topics, or what's the intent?
Yeah, we have probably 4 or 5 other white papers in the pipeline. The next one is, I guess, one regarding Udemy that will be mandatory starting from May this year. So I guess that it will be presented by another colleague in the next NoBoCap webinar or in a dedicated event in June, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, great. Any questions from the people that from the community? I don't see any hands raised. So you must have been clear, Davide. That's for sure. And then if people have questions, we'll certainly able to collect them and tunnel them through you as well.
Sure.
But thanks for all the work on this white paper and then also the presentation today. So then we'll go back on the next intervention that was planned. Let me share again. So with regards to the members' initiatives, wanted to give the opportunity to Evita and to Dr. Macuñas to present the initiative from Evita, from the team, who was also one of the NoBoCap active and engaged participants and members there. So I think you will present it from your end, from the Evita team.
Yes,
so
I will
stop sharing, and then the floor is fully yours. And perhaps if you give again a quick introduction for those that were not yet there before, and then I would say very eager to learn what is being cooked.
All righty. Thank you, Yves. Let me just quickly share my screen. You should be seeing the Evita slides. So basically, my name is Kęstutis. I come from Lithuania. I'm part of the Evita team together with Diana and Daiva. And basically, I will present one of our flagship projects that we have called IRHIS. So just a very short mention of IVITA. IVITA is a health tech cluster in Lithuania, founded 15 years ago, and the main focus is on health and biotech. Quite a good track record, uniting startups, SMEs, big corporates, all things health tech, and just opening the doors for them in terms of innovation and helping that innovation progress through the TRL, the technology readiness levels. So let me just move to one of our flagship projects that we have called IRGIS, which translates to interoperable remote health innovations brought to scale. And what this project is about, so we are basically taking 20 partners from 13 EU regions, which are both more developed and less developed regions, to push 8 very innovative technologies and products through 3 work packages that we call demo scale labs. Right, and we have a wide variety of participants on this project, meaning universities, technology developers, very innovative startups, health tech practitioners, AI companies. So they're just pooling all that knowledge into the one project and expecting very good results out of it. So it is at a glance. So I'm not going to read all of the screenshot, but just to mention. So our 3 core demo scale labs we are developing technologies in are musculoskeletal tech, neurological tech, and remote intensive care unit tech. And they're pulling data and people and technologies in that. So for an example of demo scale lab 1 is basically, as you can see, we have 3 startups coming in with their technologies. So Idro has a lactate sensor, Zyve has a cardiological sensor measuring heart, and Maveladot is basically measuring movement and positioning in space. So we get data from all these kind of different sensors coming into the digital platform called eHealth Pass. And then we have the heavyweight champions, are the universities and the AI companies building training models and making decisions based on that novel multi-sensor data coming in. So this is one. Second demo scale lab is basically working on neurological diseases. So an example is the Steady Hands app, and our a startup that came in, Dilimed, has a ball that basically helps people with hand tremor. So a person after using such a ball regains the function. The hands stop trembling for like 30 minutes, and the person regains his own ability, for example, to eat or to button up clothes. It's a very serious issue with kinetic tremor and Parkinson patients. So under IRGIS, this same company is developing an app to sometimes replace the physical ball, as sometimes the app is sufficient. And that startup is growing fast in Lithuania, surpassing 1 million euros in sales in 2025. So we are very happy to have this startup on board and use them as a showcase. Demo Scale Lab 3, again, the very innovative company from Bulgaria is using a digital ward. So they kind of have this digital ward that collects health information from 30 different sources of data from sensors, and then just making insights. Artificial intelligence is making insights based on that data about the health deterioration in intensive care units remotely. So this is the demo scale lab number 3. We also have, as an output of IRGIS project, S3 policy guide. So we have reviewed what's happening in Europe in regards of S3 policy. That guide is public. It's published on his LinkedIn page, and I'm sure Diana and Daiva will share the links with you so you can read and maybe share with those who might be interested. We do have investors club, so we are inviting investors to pool around not just Ergistech, but also around early stage MedTech companies. And also we do have financial capacity building events, one of which is coming up on May 19th. And I would like to also invite you to join in, participate. So we kind of are doing funding insights and matchmaking for health innovators, which will basically introduce some of our solutions, and also SMEs and decision makers will be present. So again, Daivan and Diana will also share this event invite with you, and I very much invite you to attend, participate, and get some benefit from it. So that's about it from my side. Thanks for listening. And Yves, I believe it's back to you, right?
Great. Yeah, and thanks, Kestutis, for the information. And did I understand it's a co-financed by the European Commission as well? Did I see that right? Is it a European level project?
It's through ISMEA. ISMEA funded 4 projects. It's a novel pillar for ISMEA to fund. So we were 1 out of 4 projects in Europe to be funded, and we are very happy to be part of this great consortium.
Yeah, no, and great examples as well of technological development, and I think it fits quite nicely that they will need to go through the pathway of the regulatory and the further access as well. So hopefully they will be able to benefit from all the work which is being done in the community, and so it's great to connect up the dots here.
And I can confirm that multiple startups in Lithuania are communicating exactly this issue. Regulations, getting approvals, getting past those. I would say the Death Valley stage with no water whatsoever for them. So, there is a Death Valley in the innovation chain. So they're struggling greatly with getting certified and getting approvals.
Yeah. So if we can help build some bridges for them, so even if you don't have the water, it's still easier to go over the bridge then. So no, that's great. So thanks for that. And the tool that Jesper was indicating might potentially also be of interest. So we'll look at all the different tools and see how they might actually apply, and in that way come to practice with all the initiatives that we have been taking. Excellent. So thanks for sharing that. Any questions that people are having? If not, then I would like to turn over, I think, to Alan or to Camelia with to present somewhat the plans with regards to the bee health. At which time we will also have our NoBoCap Summit. So Camelia, will you take the lead? I'll share the slides and then
go to bee health. Yeah.
Where are the slides? Here are the slides. Okay. Here you go. It's all yours.
Please, thank you. So as mentioned before, we are waiting for you in October in Bucharest, Romania. The dates are 19 to 21st. It is a complex event. It's called Be Health. We organize it on a yearly basis, but this time it includes a lot of the NoBoCap activities. It includes the NoBoCap final conference. We will have, which we call NoBoCap takeaways. We'll have a hackathon, a 3-day hackathon for innovative ideas and AI related, connected with medical devices. And we have a lot of NoBoCap community. So 9 panels are waiting for you. NoBoCap takeaway conference. One of the short-term courses which we do, the AI, and this is, I think this is the 5th time we organized this course because we had really a large demand for it. So if you come to Bucharest in autumn, you could also join the AI course and of course the hackathon. Could you go? We very briefly present what's in each day. As I mentioned, we have this panel, so we talk about funding, we talk about bioeconomy, women in health and bioeconomy. At the same time, with parallel events, which is the AI course and the hackathon. And the hackathon will run for 3 days. The AI course will run for 3 days. And in between, we have these panels. Could you please go to, yes. Day 2, more important panels on day 2, which is October 20th, sorry. We have the NoBoCap takeaways, which is what the final conference of this project. And we hope to see you there. We have the mental health and quality of life panel and another panel of very interesting, which is future of health and health policy. Next day, the 3rd day, we have a go-to-market, another CBR on NE panel, and after lunch, we'll talk about cancer and digital health. That day, we have the gala, and at this gala, we'll announce the winners of the NoBoCap hackathon. And it is also the last day of the AI course. The B-House will run for 4 days. We have another day, if you could, which is a brokerage event in which we do B2B match. So as you can see, this is a very complex event with many things that go in parallel on in sequence, and everything is planned and designed in order to be relevant, to be important, and to respond to real questions from the industry. We will open the registration and we will post the announcement soon. So again, if you go on the NoBoCap portal, and you will find information, and you all will also receive information and invitations to participate in BeHealth. Thank you, Yves.
Great. Well, thanks, Camelia. And this leads me to the end of today's presentations. Just wanted to already thank you, of course, for the participation. The next is being planned for the 18th of June, again at 10 o'clock Central European time. And I think it's quite important that we stay connected. We got a couple of great input as well. Let us know ahead also if you like to have a presentation being made. We will then certainly accommodate that in the sessions. But before signing off, I just wanted to give the people from the community the floor. If you have any further questions, any further comments, it's a good opportunity if you want to say a final word, or see you next time. That's also fine if you say that. So if you can turn on the cameras, I think that would be great. And then we can see each other see if I can see all the participants. Okay, great. So any final words from anybody? If not, then I'd like to thank everybody that joined in the preparation. So the Evita team, the RUHAF team, and also, of course, all the presenters and those that spoke up. So thank you very much, and we'll be in contact. And see you soon. Bye, everybody. Have a nice day. Bye bye.
Have a nice day. Thank you.
Bye-bye.